KaptainKootie crew, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try to stretch to a 12mm size, which is also a 1/2 inch size. I've been at 11mm for almost 2 months, maybe even 2 months, I don't really know. My ears feel really good, so I'm going to try to stretch up to a 12mm. Now I always say trying because if I go to stretch and it doesn't work, then I'm not going to push it. My goal has been to have smooth and painless stretches along the way. So if it's not stretching, it's not stretching, and that's okay. And I'll try it again another day. My ears feel pretty good and healed up, so I think I'm ready to stretch up a little bit. I'm not going to be using a taper set or tape or anything like that. I'm only going to be using glass plugs, single flare glass plugs for stretching. This method I've used a couple times already, and I think it's my favorite. It's just dead stretching, so if you put in the new jewelry and it fits, you're stretched, you're good. These single flare glass plugs I am in love with as a stretching method, just in general. If you've been following along on my channel, you know exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to soak my ears in some warm water. I have some stretching balm here, so once my ears are soaked in that nice warm water, I'm going to put this on my ears and the new set of plugs and try to put them in. This should be pretty chill, and I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about a couple things while I soak my ears. So I will be right back with some warm water. I wanted to show off my lobes for a second without any jewelry in them before I get started. Okay, and quick before I actually stretch, I have this hanger. You're probably like, what the heck? But in my last video, I was testing out the size of 11mm using some household objects, and in one of the comments, I saw the suggestion about a hanger, and I figured I would just give that a try to see how weird that is before I actually stretch my ears. So, fits, no problem. And it's literally an ear hanger. So yes, it fits. Feels like I'm wearing ear weights, a little bit heavier than that. Thanks for the comment. I have my warm water, so I'll start with this ear. Just give it a soak for a couple minutes, just because the warm water just kind of makes your skin a little bit more stretchy. When I started stretching, my goal size I said was initially going to be a 00 because I knew once I actually got there I was going to keep stretching. Like, I just know myself. And then I set my goal size to a 1/2 inch. And whenever I finally do stretch to the size, it's going to be a 1/2 inch. And the thing is, I'm not going to set a new goal size because I don't actually know what size I want to stop at. I think I'm just going to stretch, and then once I stretch to a point where I say, yes, this is big enough, this is what I want for myself, this is the style I'm looking for, I'll stop. So I'm not going to set a new goal size, and I'm just going to take it one stretch at a time and see where I end up. Okay. Yep, ears nice and red, all happy and warm. Okay, just washed my hands and the 12mm plugs. Here's the thing though, these are 12.2mm, which I totally forgot about. Which means it's going to be a little bit larger than a millimeter stretch all at one time. We'll see how this goes. Stretching balm. Moment of truth. Here we go. First ear. We're stretched, 12.2. As you saw, that was really quick. It was painless, but right now it does feel really tight on my ear. Like, it's happened a couple times. I hype myself up. I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna stretch today. And then it just doesn't happen. That's always kind of a bummer. But, okay, this is a good sign. I'm gonna wash my hands again, wash the other plug because I just washed the one the first time. And then get this ear nice and red and warmed up with some water. Okay, next conversation topic. In a previous video, I mentioned that I like referring to sizes as the millimeter size instead of like the 7/16 or the 1/2 inch. And this is one example of why I think that's more helpful. So technically, a 12mm and a 13mm are both considered a 1/2 inch because a 1/2 inch is actually 12.7mm. But anyway, so I have 13mm glass plugs that look exactly the same as this pair, and I just ordered some plugs and tunnels that are 12 millimeters and 13 millimeters. But that's just one thing to look out for. See, my ear is nice and red. It's ready to go. I just rub it into the lobe, give it a quick little massage, and then put some of that balm on the plug. I'll try and get a good angle for the shot here for you guys. Okay. Another thing I brought up in a previous video was that when I got to the 00 gauge size, I was going to stop and stay there for a little bit, give my ears some real TLC. My ears got so much happier and healthier. And since they are so much happier, I think I'm going to go back into stretching mode, which doesn't mean I'm going to stretch crazy fast. That just means that I think I'm going to stretch whenever my ears feel ready to stretch and not wait an extra couple months on top of that, giving them their massages and everything. Oh, and that PSA you thought I might skip over this video, guess what? I'm not. Listen to your ears. If they aren't ready to stretch, they aren't ready to stretch, and that's okay. There are timelines out there as guidelines. Just be sure to follow them as guidelines. So if something says your ears should be ready to stretch in about 4 months, it's been 4 months and your ears are not stretching, that's okay. Just wait, listen to your ears, take your time. Okay, thanks. Okay, I guess that's all for this video. You guys are freaking fantastic. I know I say that a lot, but you really are. Okay, thanks for coming along for today's stretch. Go ahead and leave any questions you have, comments, feedback, share your experience with everyone else, if please. Thank you for watching. If this was useful or you just got a little bit of entertainment, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Check out the other videos I have on my channel and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for the future of my ear stretching journey.